My name's David Webb. I'm a commercial beekeeper. I was just real interested in bees. They kind of fascinated me. You know, there's always something you're learning something all the time. Back when I was in high school, bees stayed alive pretty good even if you didn't do anything to them. So I started working for a commercial beekeeper named Conrad Kramer. I ended up working for him for almost 20 years till the time he wrecked a truckload of my bees in 2003 and died in the accident. I got into it more and more. Bees off of them where you can see them maybe. Well, we usually count in colonies or hives. A colony of bees varies through the year and vary in strength, and they could be from 4,000 or 5,000 up to 80,000 bees. Right now we're at probably 700-800 hives that I actually own. We should be at 1,000 to 1,200, and we're working on getting back to that. Back in the 80s, you might lose 10% of the bees, and that's 2 or 3 months time. Now, over a year's time, you lose 40 or 50%. So, when we're talking about losing hives, it hurts, and you think, well, you might have done better than that, but other beekeepers are having the same kind of losses. Well, bees are responsible for pollinating a lot of the food we eat. What they say is 1 out of every 3 bites of food we eat is pollinated by honeybees. Well, we've been having problems keeping bees alive, and in the last 20 years it's gotten worse and worse. I mean, we used to just call it die-off, and then call CCD. They started calling it that. It's gotten a lot worse with the new designer pesticides that are out. We had, 70% of our bees die off in 1 year, and we were kind of shocked. Now, it really takes a lot of research to see the effects that it's having on a larvae, or its next generation, the generation after that, and the only people doing that research are the chemical companies. I hope that we'll be able to keep bees alive and keep doing it profitably, but it's gotten tougher and tougher, and we've had to diversify, and we may have to completely change the way we're doing things again. I'm doing things a lot different than I was 20 years ago or 10 years ago or even 5 years ago now, so I just got to see what's right for me. If you took away all the pollinators, we'd be in deep shit. You start taking away things from the bottom of the food chain, it affects everything all the way up, and it's really hard to see, what effects it would have. The cells in the comb are like hex shaped, and at the end, when the bees fill that hex shape, they put a wax capping over the end. This cuts the capping off so the honey will sling out. Dry cappings fall into a barrel, and then they get melted we'll throw them into blocks of wax. We store some containers and make some candles. Candles aren't selling real well. If they were, we'd be probably doing it a little different. And in a day's time, you can extract about 20 barrels, say an 8-hour shift, and it's ready to bottle at that point. So we really don't filter it. People want the honey that's pure unfiltered honey. It's got all the pollen particles and things in it that are good for you.
Yeah, ready to go. Florida's finest honey.
How many times have you get stung